YouTube? This is Ashen here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to fast track and quantum leap into your future. I am an extrasensory coach, shaman, completion process and parts work facilitator. If we're talking about how to fast track yourself into your future self, the first thing that we have to look at is why you aren't there. Why you feel like you can't get there. Why you tell yourself stories about, okay, well, next year it's gonna be different, and 10 years from now, 5 years from now, next year I'm gonna try, maybe one day. Why are we telling ourselves these stories about there's no way that that thing is happening anytime soon? There's no way that I'm literally going to get there right here, right now. And so I need to tell myself stories about when it's gonna happen to make sure that I don't lose hope. The truth is, if you're giving yourself some perceived timeline in the future about when something's gonna happen, what that means in reality is right here and now you have no idea how to become that person. And you could actually be working towards that thing. But the truth is, whenever we're putting something way off into the distant future, there's always more we could be doing to make it happen sooner. And anytime we're telling ourselves the story of this distant future that thing is gonna happen, the truth is that we're not doing everything in our power, and we don't necessarily know how to from where we are now. This idea of a future timeline where that thing happens, that future timeline where all of your work pays off, that future timeline where you're gonna finally make the decisions to make it happen, you're gonna finally put the work in. The truth is that you're in limbo. You're stuck in limbo with the person that you are now, and that means that we have to completely rewrite what's going on here in order to quantum leap and fast track here today, tomorrow. If you are stuck in, I really don't know how to do it right now, but somehow in my perceived future it's gonna change, or I'm working towards it and it's gonna change. If you're stuck in that limbo, we have to start by looking at what the obstacles are that are keeping you from becoming that person today. What are the stories? What are the perceived obstacles? What are the blind spots? The truth is that when we feel so uncertain about how something's gonna happen, but we want it to happen really badly, we are stuck with one part of us refusing to give up on our dreams, and one part of us convinced that they can't do anything about it, or uncommitted to actually putting the work in and making it happen here, today, and now. And so we don't want to give up on either story, and so we're stuck in pain versus pain, in perceived consequences that we don't want to choose one or the other. We don't want to choose the consequence of giving up on our dreams. We don't want to choose the consequence of actually having to face our demons in this situation to make it happen. What feels unsolvable to you? What do you feel powerless to? Powerlessness is a state of, I'm incapable, I can't, I just don't know how. What do you feel powerless to? What do you feel like you're completely unable to do anything about? And what feels completely like there's no solution, there's no antidote to your current predicament? I'm gonna give you guys some examples about what I'm talking about now. Maria wants to lose weight, but she feels so stressed out at work that she feels like she can't make time to exercise, and she feels like she can't trust herself to stick to any regime because the stress of her work is overwhelming. Paul knows that he needs to break up with his toxic girlfriend in order to move forward in his career because she's taking up all his energy currently. And Mallory, his girlfriend, doesn't want him to do this, doesn't want him to become successful. She knows that if he would do that, he would no longer be available for her toxic bullshit. So she actually puts energy towards making him feel incapable and unsuccessful so that he stays with her. Sienna wants to make more money. she really wants a lifestyle that is less tied down by feeling financially broke all the time. But she is completely avoiding how unworthy she feels every time she raises her prices in her business. And she doesn't want to face the fact that she feels like such a bad person every time someone can't afford her offer. So these are some examples of people that have blind spots, that have situations that they're unwilling to face, that they're unwilling to look at, that they feel powerless to, that they feel like, okay, there's consequences here and I don't want to move forward. I don't feel good. But again, I'm unwilling to admit defeat with my dreams. Our blind spots are things that we're unwilling to see, face, or address in order to move forward with our life. We also may have reasons why it's impossible to move forward with our life. Stories. Paul tells himself the story that Mallory is not going to be okay if he leaves her, and in fact she is really suicidal and she's going to hurt herself. But in fact, he doesn't want to face the fact that he is going to feel like a bad person by abandoning her for his life. Maria is telling herself the story that work is the problem and that stress is the problem. But really, she doesn't want to take the time to reduce her stress and make her life more copacetic to that healthy alignment, because she has a deep down belief that nothing is actually going to work out for her and nothing will actually change if she actually commits to eating healthier and exercising. For Maria, she may have to actually face the fact that she feels like it's not going to work, and that she has that deep down story and belief that things will never change and things will never get better, or otherwise she's never ever going to next year, next month, commit to that healthier lifestyle despite the stress. Once she actually addresses that by going into the shadow work of it, then she can actually become the antidote to her solution by reducing her stress, by meditating, by going out into nature, by creating salt baths for herself instead of coping in front of the TV and watching Netflix. She can stop telling herself the story that she can't trust herself and start actually just planning healthy recipes and buying healthy food and not buying the stuff that she doesn't want to be eating. That she can make exercising a fun thing to do. She needs to cut the bullshit and become the antidote to her stress and actually step into that healthy lifestyle and address what is lying underneath. Paul's antidote is he needs to figure out why he's taking so much responsibility for Mallory. And he needs to face the fact that at one point or another, he's going to have to leave her because he's not happy with her. So it's better to do it now than years down the road when he's even more drained and when she's even more attached. He is not facing the fact that he's actually enabling her. He's actually making it harder for her to step into her true path because he is enabling her in her bad habits and her bad way of life instead of actually saying, hey, let's actually let you take responsibility for your life for once and figure out why you're so unhappy. Paul's antidote is he needs to figure out what is inside of him that will not allow him to separate from her, that will not allow him to take his life into priority, his career into priority, and make that matter. Why he feels he is unworthy of a romantic relationship that actually serves him and makes him feel good. His antidote is leaving Mallory, and he needs to actually just take action to it and do it. And he tells himself all these stories all day that, oh, I can move forward in my career here and there, and I can keep walking towards it, and he's not facing the fact that, no, actually, you'll never succeed in your career until you leave this person that's draining all your energy. Without a doubt, what you're up against is difficult. Nothing in life is easy. And that's not because life has to be hard and full of struggle and suffering. It's because We have to get uncomfortable in life. We have to put the work in, and we have to be willing to face the consequences to get what we want. What you want is a match to a deep level of alignment. And that level of alignment is gonna take work, is gonna take becoming a different person, is gonna take the effort to be in that state of alignment. What you want sounds so damn good because it is a state of astounding alignment. And that alignment is gonna take you facing your shit head on. Becoming that state of alignment isn't supposed to feel like a breeze or a walk in the park or like a coping mechanism, because it's real and it's tangible. Anybody who is super successful had to put in a lot of effort each and every day to become that person. Nobody just gets handed a silver spoon or a gold plate. Yeah, some people get born rich, but that's not what we're talking about here. Anybody successful in life knew that success was not just about the end reward. It was about the journey that it took to get there as well. We have to face the mirror. We have to face why we are in limbo. We have to ask ourselves why we feel like we're not capable of being that person, or face the part of us that literally believes that we won't be capable of ever becoming that person, or that it will never be possible for us, or that there's nothing we can do about it in reality. Maybe there's a part of you that actually believes that this future self, this dream, won't actually serve you. We have to face why we're looking at our dreams, our future self, through a glass wall, through limbo. We have to actually see what needs to happen today, tomorrow, and every day to actually obtain our dreams and make this stuff happen. What do we need to address? What resistance is there? What do we need to do about it? How do we become that person today? Why are you making this into some hypothetical future? And what is it that you actually need to do in order to quantum leap into that future? What is it that looks differently in that future other than that desired outcome that you're so focused on? What are the steps that it took that person to get there? How would you imagine someone else obtaining your dreams? What would it look like for them? Life is here and now, and every breath and every moment matters. Every day makes a difference. Life is short. And you get to choose with your own free will what life you're living and who is living your life each and every day. You get to choose with your own free will when you're going to start making the changes, when you're going to start making the difference, when you're going to become that person. You get to choose, you get to decide. So start by asking yourself the question, what consequences am I not facing? And if you need help to see your blind spots, ask somebody else. In this situation, what is it that you think I'm avoiding? What consequences do you think I am avoiding by moving forward? You need to address the story in your head about why it's impossible to do that thing or become that person, and allow yourself to rewrite the story and find resolution in that story. Allow yourself to see what the basic steps are here and now. For Maria, she's got to start actually just eating healthier. She's got to buy the food. If she wants to lose weight, she's got to start making the salads. Maybe she needs to do a little bit of a cleanse so she stops craving that bad food that she was once so addicted to. Maybe she needs to stop watching TV and feeling so unhappy in her life in order to commit to eating that food. And maybe she needs to start going into nature and exercising in a way that feels fun and exciting and joy and like something positive going into her day so that she doesn't feel so stressed. Everything that we want to obtain in life has here and now actions. There are 100 steps, 100 things in between the person that you are now and the person you want to become. And it takes doing things differently every single day and gaining results over a period of time. So the question is, if you actually want that thing to happen, if you're actually committed to it, what is it that you're not doing? What is it that you're not facing to make it happen now? Stop living in limbo. Stop living in a hypothetical future and face the fact that you're actually uncommitted to doing that thing, that you're actually afraid of the perceived consequences. that you're actually not going towards your future today, that you're not doing everything in your power, that it's okay to let down the overlay that you are doing everything in your power, because it's uncomfortable and you're gonna have to face some stuff, and you're gonna have to face maybe how much time you've already wasted pretending you're doing everything in your power. But it's worth it to take that on and swallow it today versus a year from now, versus waiting a year from now and realizing that you're nowhere closer to where you wanted to be. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.